The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
Yes, welcome. Hey, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with we, and we appreciate you for that. Hey, I'm here and I got my man,
MH.
and I'm EJ. He's my lockdown corner. You know what I'm saying? He keeps everything safe. You know, protects that blind side. We're Black in Sports, man. We're here to bring a voice to the culture. We will not shut up and dribble. All right. We give a platform and we interview the best in the field, in the boardroom. All right. So today we have some special guests in the house. I mean, I don't even know how we got these ladies booked. Okay. You know what I'm saying? These are our big sisters. You know, they're on the station with us. So we got girls in sports. All right. Mo Mel. Dun, 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 dun.
Girl chat sports.
Girl chat sports.
We're into sports for sure,
yeah.
but it's girl
We're
chat
in it,
sports.
yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
like to chat about it with you guys too.
Oh, we appreciate that. No, we
Thank you for
definitely
having
appreciate
us.
it.
We appreciate it.
All right, so you know how we started, okay? So please tell us individually, unless this is
Am I back in school?
it could
Interview
be-
questions. What are interview questions?
Oh, come on now.
Now go ahead.
You ready for
Yeah,
it?
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right.
Bring it on.
Individually, when was a time that you shot your shot? When you went for it, balls to the wall?
As far as just in anything in life?
Anything in life. It could have been for a job. It could have been for that dude. It could have been in sports. Just anytime you shot your shot.
I think it was recently for me. I think it was the time when we were going to those Aces games. Shout out to Jiggy Maxwell for the Aces. We never, me personally, never had the experience of being media and sitting as close as courtside as one could get for courtside, especially at a WNBA game. But I think what it was that I just went for it was the time we got to meet Mark Jackson, owner of the Oakland Raiders. It was something that I wasn't able
Davis?
Mark
to. I'm sorry, Mark Davis.
Oh,
I'm tripping.
okay.
Mark Davis.
My man from New York.
There. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He came all the way in,
Mark
right?
Davis.
I was like, yo, don't.
ESPN dropped him.
They poured some wine in front of me, and I took a couple sips, so I'm off right
feel
now.
it.
But
I
anyway,
feel it.
Mark
Blame it on
Davis.
the
When we got to meet, I'm having an aha
Right.
moment, and I'm having an aha moment right now. Let me break out of this stupor. It's the Muscatel. Shout out to the Muscatel. Haven't had Muscatel since Good Times was on. Anyway,
I can't.
Mark Davis is who we got to meet,
Okay.
and it was kind of like one of those go for it. I was like, ooh, Mark Davis is right there.
But there was also All Star when you went and talked to Megan and Sue Bird.
Yes, that was going to be my second time to just
That's
go
big
for it
time.
on Megan and Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird. That was also
amazing.
amazing. By myself.
How was that?
And,
I've always been a big fan of Sue Bird, particularly.
first of all, you know, if you know Megan Rapinoe and you know what she's done on
Oh,
the
yeah,
field
big
and socially active, you
Right.
know, the icebreaker is just basically declaring her as a national treasure.
Right.
So I think what opened her up was that personal acknowledgement, just coming from me, you know, telling a little bit of myself, sharing that she was open to talk to me. And it was a great experience. And Sue Bird being her partner and her wife being there. I mean, it was just the coolest thing in the world because they were very engaging because after my interview, I was the only one that was able to talk to them.
Oh, wow.
And there was a ton of
And there
people
was a ton
around.
of people.
No, I was there. There's
Once
a
you get
line.
noticed,
Everybody's down there.
right? Once you get noticed that you're talking to somebody big, it just gravitates. You come
Right.
over, and so as soon as I was done with them, they walked away. No more interviews. They were
Yeah,
done.
you open the floodgates because
Yeah.
you
That's
have
big
to be
time.
that first person. If you're the first person, you know what I'm saying, you got that leader's
That's
advantage.
an exclusive.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good
it
stuff.
is. And then the second time, I got to interview Mark Davis too at the end of an Aces game as well.
That's
She
fantastic.
Actually,
be on Mark's list.
I
Hey,
do.
Mark.
Davis. I try.
There it
I'm
is.
trying to
We
get in there.
trying.
I'm a Raiders fan. What do you want me to do?
And he's an
I feel
Aces
it.
fan.
And he's an Aces fan.
Yeah,
True
he is.
try.
He
Yeah.
sure is.
All right.
I don't even know about shoot your shot. Only thing I can think of is when Big Three first started,
Okay.
they had the draft here in Las
Oh,
Vegas.
that's right. That's right.
And this was before. This is like when I had very first started Girl Chat Sports, and it was like me and my girl Joy had come with me as my camera person.
There you go.
And this was so they hadn't made selections yet. So raised in Seattle. I had the biggest. I had the
appreciate it.
biggest crush on Kendall Gill. Like anybody who knew me knew
Yeah.
I loved Kendall Gill. Like
That's
I would
her
write
name.
papers in Spanish about Kendall. I mean, like I'm talking like everything. So,
Ew.
granted, he didn't get drafted that season. However, he was there, and there was a red carpet. So I'm just like, hey, Kendall, you know I had a big crush on you back in high school. Like, I mean, you know. Well, so it's talking, yeah. So that would, you know, and he was just like, you know, but hey, Dr. J, he had eyes. He was like,
Oh, he was giving me the side.
man, he had a little girl with him, but he was just like,
He was checking you out.
yeah.
There's a reason why he's named a doctor now.
Yes. Man,
Most definitely.
I met Dr. J. Dr. J is that guy.
But it was dope. I mean, that
He's
was
smooth.
yeah.
He's real smooth.
I had to
He's like
at
the
least,
Billy D of NBA kind of
I
style.
like that.
yes.
I like that.
But it was a good
Colt
time.
45.
I mean, that whole experience there for that draft party,
Yeah.
because all those guys are the guys that there was a break in time where I stopped watching the NBA. It was right before, like when I left Seattle, which was like 2002 or something, up until the Sonics left.
That's what was. What was the time frame for that?
But see, when I left Seattle, I came here. You moved to Vegas, and if you're in your early 20s, you're not thinking about anything else
yeah.
but
Right.
Vegas.
Right.
So
I'm cool on
Right.
the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "What teams?
I got
don't
summer
know.
league.
Hello."
I'll catch y'all in the summer.
So those were the guys that I grew up watching, and I was just like talking to certain athletes in different places, you don't really get that
Right.
nowadays, but for the people that you grew up watching, I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
you idolize
and
it.
Gary Payton walks through, and of course I wear my undefeated since 2008 shirt, so
That's big
we
time.
That's
chopped
good
up about
shit.
that a little bit, but yeah, so that
Shout
was,
out to the glove.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get
Glove.
GP on the show too.
Most
You
definitely.
got
That'd be
to.
dope.
Got to.
I mean, he's here all the time.
He
man.
is.
He's
Well,
here
where
all
I
the
work,
time.
I run into a lot of them, and that gets my advantage.
Okay.
So I work sometimes.
Go ahead and drop it.
Shout out to the Nordstrom family here.
Oh.
So they come in and your personal
Extra
shopper
medium.
for the
Yeah.
for the men's
Extra
clothing line.
medium.
Extra medium, yeah. So I've shopped Gary a couple of times. He's a really cool dude, and so yeah, we have to make that happen for all of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sit
Whole
y'all right
family.
behind us there.
So really quick before we jump into, I mean, you guys had some great stories. Do you feel that with the access we have with athletes now, that younger generations don't have that admiration for the players like we did? You know what I mean? It's not as, I mean, it's still special, but not that deep.
It's more
connection.
easily accessible as far as
Right.
like I can jump on you on Twitter,
Right.
I can bash you on Instagram, and that's how back then you couldn't do that.
No.
Right.
You
No.
know,
No
you
connection
could.
for
There
it.
was
No.
none, and so you, like for me, taking it back to Telford quickly, there was the Seahawks scrimmage before preseason was the green versus gold game, and it was so it was like at the local, I think Seattle U, they had
Yeah.
it there, and so all the fans could come, and you could like literally get up close to them, and I'm talking like I had Kendall Gill sweat towel for a while there.
Yo, that's good give back though.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it was like, being able to have that kind of experience, like being that close and being young and not, being like a daughter of a millionaire or an athlete himself, to where you get that kind of access growing up. Like, that's crazy. Like, nowadays, these kids, they can just put their phone on and they're right there in
Well,
front.
the
Right.
people are transparent, more transparent than what we thought. We just imagine what their personalities are like.
Right.
You see their personalities being on social media. You kind of already know them so much that it's very familiar. Like it's not going to be a starstruck type
Yeah.
situation.
Sure.
Because I've gotten to know you. I feel like I'm you.
Right.
That's what they
I
say.
see
now.
your family. I saw
I see your
kids.
family. I saw you.
I saw what you
saying
was doing with the
Taco
police the other
Tuesday.
day.
I saw
right.
you doing all that stuff. You know what I mean? So it comes down to all that. Yeah. Very transparent.
So did you guys play ball? Basketball? Did you guys hoop? You mentioned the Sonics a few times, Mel.
I did. I did play basketball up until probably like here's the deal. I played sports. I grew up in, like my dad always had football on, always had basketball on. My brother, fortunately for me, always coached my brother's team. So my teams were not coached by him.
Okay.
But so yeah, I did basketball and softball up until maybe like my junior year probably, and I was like, I wasn't gonna be a D1 athlete,
Okay.
and I was gonna be a Husky.
Okay.
So it was like, I'm not going to community college, not to bash it, but I knew I was a Husky before I was a Seahawks, Sonics, whatever.
Okay.
Well, maybe not Sonics, but definitely a Husky. And like, I knew I was going to be there. So it was like, and I just, hey, I'll just take senior year kind of off. Like I TA'd some classes. I already was in school, ready to go to UW, so
Right.
whatever.
It was all set.
But yeah, basketball. I did karate for a little bit. I tried indoor soccer once and I hated it.
Why did
Listen,
you hate indoor soccer?
I don't like running consistently.
But you said basketball.
No, that's up and down. But like soccer, you're like running like this, like
Yeah.
sorry, never stopping,
Right.
keep going. So that, and I don't like whether you got shin guards or not. I don't want someone kicking I hate someone kicking me. I did not like that.
I think
at
we
all.
all do.
Right, but
it's,
so
it's not a
and
joy
I'm
of
not-
mine.
and I'm not fast. I'm not like
Okay.
going to be able to get. No, I mean my position in basketball was I was a center or forward. Like I fouled out half my games. Like I was.
You got to
more-
use them. They give you
Right.
5. Might as well
Yeah,
use
and I
them.
used them.
Yeah,
I
there
used
you
them
go.
good. I
Go
used
get
them
'em.
good.
Mo, what about you? What's your background?
I mean, I played. Shout out to Brindley Junior High because I'm born and raised in Las Vegas. Ninth
Oh,
grade
nice.
freshman basketball. I played a guard position. I was not good at it at all. I sucked.
Full
They didn't even put my
disclosure.
listen. It was so bad that they didn't even put my name in the yearbook when the yearbooks came out. They didn't even feature me in the
man.
team picture. I was in the picture,
Oh,
but my
hold on.
name wasn't even mentioned.
You were in the picture, but your name wasn't mentioned.
That's the cricket moment. I was just
Yeah.
like, I had to process it. I was like,
Can you process it really well?
Can you draw that
I
out for
was
us
in
real
the
quick?
team picture, and my name was not mentioned
It was
in the
like,
yearbook. When they go in the
number
order,
one,
number
number
1, number
one.
10,
You're like, wait,
Number
there's
se-
5
yeah.
on
Okay,
top,
that's
and then
Keisha.
my
there's-
name.
number 3.
Yeah, right.
that's Nicole.
Right.
That's Sarah.
That part.
I'm like,
That part. That part. That
Dang.
part. I mean, my background stems more, maybe because
that's
it's,
tough.
and it is hectic, right? It's yikes,
tough.
man. It's hectic. I had to lay on somebody's couch for it too. Shout out to the therapist in that session. Anyway,
Oh, we're gonna jump
I
into
digress.
that.
No,
though,
I
man.
digress. I came from ballet, tap, and jazz
Oh, shit.
background.
Okay.
To this day, I feel like I'm still a pretty good dancer and have rhythm and can keep a beat.
Absolutely.
But I did that, and I tried the basketball thing as a thing of my athletic friends, because 2 of my very best friends went on to be very athletic, where they ended up playing volleyball for Howard and all this kind of
Wow.
stuff. So
That's big time.
I tried to keep up with them because we were this trio of a clique, and so my attempts at basketball epically failed. By high school, I still was a lover of the game though, but I could beat my younger brother at first shot 21 all day. I don't understand. So anyway, going into high school, I was the band geek. So my love of music, it stems from probably the band, and
Okay.
then loving to dance, and to
Okay.
this day, I love going out dancing.
So you
Okay.
should have
So
went
that's
to
what-
all black school.
I did. I attended Southern
There it
University.
is. Boom. Did you play in the band though?
No, because at that time, I graduated in '93. So
Okay.
at that time, the band at Southern was all men.
Mm.
Yeah, they had a
okay.
KK Psi fraternity. They all stayed in the house together. And honestly, to get some insight on the athleticism that it took to be the human jukebox, to hear them at 3 a.m. out by our football stadium, going in on
Going
horns,
in,
running like track stars, having to eat together, be together, just from sun up to sundown. These guys never stopped, and that's why we won our battle of the bands. I saw it. Now
Yeah.
that it is now integrated with females, it's I don't understand how they do the regimen. I mean,
Okay.
not to say that we couldn't physically do the regimen, but it's just that and the mental toughness, and
Sure.
then the hazing that kind of went
Yeah.
on, I guess, if you will, not to
Allegedly.
Ooh,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Alleged
and I'm saying
hazing.
friendly hazing, like you
Some
know,
friendly
put some marshmallows in
competition.
somebody's
Right.
mouth, take a picture. Okay. So anyway,
Marshmallows.
yeah,
Okay, we go with that.
yeah, whatever.
A lot of
You,
ways.
okay,
Hello.
you done.
No. So I'm telling you, it's the muscatel.
Taking all
I'm telling
these
you, it's the
calls
muscatel.
pretty soon.
It's the muscatel.
I love it.
But
Giving
anyway,
out our secrets.
just to see them do that, and they still won. Shout out to them winning this past Bayou Classic against Grambling State and the Battle of the Bands. So, I mean, to see that was kind of my view of an athletic thing that you don't see. Because in my marching band, I mean, I lettered in varsity band. I also lettered in leadership in high school.
Okay.
But the band, we even did exercises. We did
Yeah.
little calisthenics. We did things, and it is kind of a interesting mental toughness. Making formations, knowing how to do formations. Yeah,
For
so
sure.
it's different now. But yeah, I sucked at
Beyonce,
basketball. It was terrible.
I gotta get information.
Is this bribe
Was
work?
you about to break off a dance?
I was
real
about
quick?
to. I was feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I just need some hot sauce in my bag swag.
Go
but
for it. Go for it.
And some sparkle.
Yeah.
leadership.
glitter.
You lettered in leadership.
Yeah, it was like a student government
I'm just because
class.
we're about sports.
Is there
and
a
I just-
jacket
yeah,
for that?
Like, yeah, do you like a letter? You get like
well,
a pen or
I
something
lettered
like
in
that?
varsity band and I lettered
You
in
see James?
leadership.
He's co-signing
shout
back
out,
there.
shout out to
Shout out to
Cheyenne High
producer
School
there.
too, because
Oh,
that's
okay.
where I went.
Shout
And
out to all the leadership.
Did you
leadership
have
leaders
a-
out
you
there.
let
Did you have a
I did.
the
See?
letter, did
I
you
did.
Letterman jacket?
you get a
I had
Letterman
a
jacket.
I
You
had
can
a
get a
shirt.
Letterman
I had
jacket.
everything.
What's the
Just
pin?
is there
it like a
is there a
notebook?
captain?
No,
is there,
no,
is there
listen.
a captain of the leadership team?
I'm gonna tell y'all. So I lettered in band and leadership at the same time because not only was I in the leadership class, I was
Same
senior class
damn
vice
time.
president.
Flute or
So
clarinet?
the way clarinet and alto sax when I felt the need. That was clarinet. Yes, Woodwood section.
Okay.
Shout out. But anyway, you could get a Letterman jacket done, and
Oh,
what
yeah,
they
this is
do is
fun.
they stack the letters on top. So I probably could have made a sleeve with the band and one with leadership, but I never made a jacket. I got both of my letters. They just sit somewhere. Mom
You better
has
make
them.
a jacket right now.
Girl,
I'm going to the thrift store.
Hey,
Buy
we got a
one.
Christmas idea. We're gonna
Hello?
Get, whose birthday coming up? We're gonna get
Not
that.
me. Not me.
October.
Not me. I
And you
just
got to
turned.
rock it on your show.
Oh my God.
And bring your clarinet
Absolutely.
too.
Oh my God. I
With the
can't do
notebook
my
that came
clarinet.
from the leadership.
I'm gonna kill you guys. Yeah, but James feels me. Understands there was leadership.
Exactly.
There it is.
Shout out to all the
James.
leadership folks
Yeah.
out there. We led the school.
We need y'all.
It wasn't a dance without us.
Right.
Wow. No
Right.
after school.
Wow, first
no.
one's off the wall, huh?
All the trips and all of that. We had all that taken care of before. So give us our letters.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate y'all. Shout out to the leaders.
Man.
Shout out to the leaders.
I'm sorry. All right, I got to regroup. Okay, back on
Took
track.
that far left, you know.
So, is that the major connection with sports? I mean, are there any kind of other things that draw you to stay around sports?
No, I grew
Something
up with
like that.
brothers. I have
Okay.
2 brothers. I'm the middle child, so the sports thing
Oh,
was kind
that-
of an
I-
how was
always
that?
around. Oh, I loved it.
I'm a middle of 5 kind of. So
Well, I'm the
Ooh.
girl, so it's different because the girl gets whatever, she's daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl.
Can't
That
do
is
no
true.
wrong. I grew up,
Facts.
and I'm gonna tell you how crazy
true.
how crazy my dad is. Real quick story. We had a pool. We grew up with a pool in our backyard, and I remember my younger brother had one of his friends over, and I decided I wanted to go swimming, but I had just gotten my hair done, so I was still in the pool. But I was such a good swimmer, I could swim with my head above water.
Okay.
My younger brother and his friend were in the pool splashing and splashing. My dad was out in the yard working, and he says, "Hey," because I said, "Don't get my hair wet," and
Right.
my dad was like, "Hey, don't get her hair wet." And I can remember to this day, my younger brother's little friend was like, "But we're in a pool." That's how tight my dad had my back. I was in the
He
pool
did.
too, but I
Dad
told
got
I
you.
couldn't get my hair wet. Don't wet my hair.
That's
and he
love.
stopped mowing the lawn. He could hear my screams and say, "Hey, what did she say?"
that's love.
Hey, let's
Stop
look
mowing
into
the
your
lawn.
future, sir.
I already know, man. I had my baby got shots today, man,
Oh,
and I was crying probably more than she was.
yeah. We tug on the heartstrings,
Oh,
man.
that was tough. She stopped crying, and I was still looking at her like, "Dang, I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
Daddy loves you.
Yeah.
We tug on the heartstrings. We tug on the heartstrings. I'm
Yeah,
his
for
girl,
sure.
you
There you
know.
go.
And
Wrapped
so,
around the little finger.
What about you? Other connections from sports?
I mean, people get amazed when I share a story about me and my mom. My mom, you imagine like she's full Japanese. And so, I mean, we're like 3rd, 4th generation. However, my mom, when we're texting, like there'll be a conversation about like a Seahawks game's on and it's all her side. And I'm like, yep, I know. My mom goes off. Like my mom's always been a sport. Like she used to play, they had a hoop at their house, you know? So
that's
there was
dope.
always like a basketball, baseball around, you know. We never did football as my brother never played football.
Okay.
But we always watched it. Like that's, you know, Sundays was like sports and we watched football. Or we were either at games,
Mhm.
watching games, or, you know, playing games.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
So I'm gonna ask Mo. I'm start with you on this one.
okay.
I see you got the Lakers
Oh yeah.
jersey. How deep does that love go? What do you think about the
Can I
Lakers
leave
this
now?
year?
We got time
Is Kobe
tonight,
the
don't
GOAT?
we?
Oh, boy.
There's a lot of Lakers
We got
questions I got.
time tonight.
fuck Kobe.
So, wow.
Because I can say it here.
You can.
You cannot
One more
say
time.
that.
What was that?
Fuck Kobe.
Wow.
Jordan part 2.
So
I'm with you, though.
I go as far back with the Lakers, with the Magic Johnson, Kareem, James Worthy days in the
Showtime.
80s. And so they were just Showtime Lakers. Pat Riley, the mob man, we used to call him because
Yep.
his head was slicked back like a mobster,
Yep.
Yes.
was the coach. So,
Oh, gee.
and growing up in Vegas, you don't have an NBA team.
Yep.
Closest distance to your family, I shout out to my family that live in LA and some in the Bay Area, but the closest, I would just remember going to LA consistently.
Okay.
I had cousins that grew up off of 75th, and I'm not gonna tell the other street, but Crenshaw District. And so they went to Crenshaw High and that kind of thing. And so the Lakers was a staple in their household.
Right.
So that was my influence. Like, okay, you guys are my cousins. They like, it's all about the Lakers. We had one outsider who was a Clippers fan, still
Ow.
Clippers fan to this. We don't know.
He bumped
We
his head or
grilled, we
something,
grilled,
right?
we
Who
grilled
did he
him on
like
that.
in the Clippers back then?
Yeah,
He's always been a
I'm-
Clippers fan because I think at the time he wanted to go against the grain of everyone else following the Lakers and wanted to be the
That
different
makes
guy.
sense.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you stay over there then.
But that's
If
a
you're gonna
hard
be that
road,
different.
though.
It
That's
is
a
a hard
hard
road.
road.
Hey, shout out to him. I mean, he's still
Hairline
plugging away.
gone. Probably,
Hairline.
I'm sure.
No, he has no hair now, and he totally is still riding with the Clippers.
Hey, at least he's
You know, he's
consistent.
keeping it 100. You know what I mean? He's very
Consistent.
consistent. He's not. He's definitely
Not
a
like
fan.
these Niner fans
Between
right
him
now.
and Billy Crystal, I don't know who can do their fandom of the Clippers.
sure.
You know,
Clipper
But-
Darrell, is that?
and Clipper Darrell. Oh my
Yeah.
God, Clipper
Yeah.
Darrell.
Clipper Darrell.
So yeah, and so you had that, and so again, the Lakers were just that, and then it transferred here because in high school, the kids, everybody had Laker jackets, everybody
Yeah.
had Laker starter jacket, nylon jacket. I mean, it was all about the Lakers, you know.
and then
so
they
it was like
started
our second
playing
home.
the exhibition games here.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
and then when
really
they brought the
started to-
exhibitions, it was just another and another. And
thing.
even when I remember when the Rodney King riots broke down, and they
Okay.
couldn't do the game at the Forum at the time, and they
Right.
moved it to Thomas and Mack.
Oh wow.
All the
Oh,
tickets for the
wow.
Forum were null and void. My dad got
Wow.
us tickets. Shout out to Pops.
Aw.
And we had darn
Pop
near
love you.
lower bowl seats. It was
Yes.
myself, my younger brother, and my aunt. We went to that game to be that close, and that was my first professional Laker game to see.
No, that's
Was
dope.
that?
That's dope.
Yeah. So I've been a Laker girl for a long time.
I'm not a Laker fan, and I appreciate your fandom.
Mhm.
But one of the tough times that hit me as just a fan of the game, period,
Mhm.
was Magic Johnson in the time where he had to step away because he got
Oh,
sick.
and I was in the 10th grade when that
Okay.
went down. When
Okay.
they announced that he was HIV positive, everyone just thought that all was lost. You
Right.
know, all
Mhm.
these guys that were, you know, colleagues in high school were just like, Magic got AIDS. What are we gonna do? I
Yeah.
can't believe. I mean, I remember that. That was quite an
That was
interesting
major.
time, and that was
Yeah.
just like, man, is he gonna make it? And that's when we weren't educated enough
What's-
on what it is right now.
exactly.
And and as you can see, you know, you always hear those conspiracy theories. Well, he got different meds and everybody else. No, it's just like not any disease, but some diseases are preventative if you take care of yourself, your diet,
Right.
and you take
But
your
money
meds and do all
pays
that.
for.
And money does pay for
that.
those expensive
Correct.
prescriptions.
A lot.
Yes.
Prescriptions, yeah. And I don't think it went away for him. It's one of those diseases, from what I'm understanding, it does not go away. It may go
Right.
dormant, but it's still there. So
That's
Right.
conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
though.
yeah, is it a
That's
conspiracy theory?
conspiracy theory?
I think so, man.
You think so?
He's still walking around with AIDS,
Oh,
and then he don't
yeah,
have it. I mean, excuse me, HIV, and then he doesn't have it. Like,
No, I think he still has it.
think he still has it.
Yeah, I just
'Cause
think it's one of
20
those
years
things.
ago, it was like the 20-year anniversary. He's like, no, I still have it. Like,
Yeah.
he had to talk about it because
Right.
everybody was
Right.
making it seem like it just disappeared.
Well, yeah,
because-
don't
Mhm.
go away.
Yeah, it doesn't
It don't go away.
Just because he's doing the right thing, like he has the money to
He has
get
the
the
money to be able
meds.
to get the,
Absolutely.
And he's an athlete. Like, let's don't forget that everything hits people's bodies differently.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
But yeah, that was I remember that. And then, real quick, I will say, when the Maloofs owned the Sacramento Kings
Oh, yeah,
because of the
that's right.
Palms and stuff,
Yeah.
I did become slightly a Sacramento Kings fan because I thought now we have
Chris
a home-based
Webber.
team.
Okay.
You know, so for a spell, I hate to admit,
What time of year? What year was that when they?
That's like
that was when Mike Bibby was still
early
with them.
2000s.
Chris
Oh, yeah,
Webber
yeah.
was with them because they come to the Palms to do their signings.
So you were conflicted when they were.
Well, because
that
I feel like
Western
the-
Conference Finals was
Oh,
Lakers.
yeah,
and the Kings
yeah.
there.
Because even the exhibition
that's
game,
right.
because it used to be Lakers and Kings in
Kings all the time.
exhibitions
Okay.
all the time.
Yep.
So yeah, a few years in, it was kind of like, ooh, I want to root for Kings because I feel like they're a home team because our owners are here. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right.
it's not a home team
Right.
now that I.
and the
Good,
Moves are
wiser.
gone anyway now. So hey.
Yeah, they are. So and the Kings are not the Kings they used to be. But I was always Laker, purple and gold in my heart for sure. Yeah.
All right, man, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So, Seattle needs a team back, basketball team back.
Yes.
All right. When do you think that time? Do you think it's ever going to happen?
For
and
sure.
do you think Vegas gets one before Seattle?
Honestly, I think we would be able to get one before Vegas.
We Seattle, okay,
We Seattle.
because you live here in Vegas.
Well, my
actually.
number is still
Understand
206.
Oh,
Just
okay.
so you know.
Don't lose
I
that
didn't
number.
know.
What
And I've
happens
been
if you
here,
go to
and I've been
702
here
or
for 17,
725?
18 years.
that.
Okay,
There it
just
is.
so you know.
okay.
She's repping.
I
Rep your
stay.
City.
You saw the license plate.
I
I'm just
did.
saying.
And
So
the hat you
anyways,
have on.
but yes, I think they'll get it, and I think they'll get it before Las Vegas, only because with the Raiders still coming, I don't think Las Vegas's infrastructure right now can handle having all these fields and stadiums in one. Like literally, if you guys aren't from Las Vegas, Google it because you've got T-Mobile, the new Allegiant Stadium.
Yep.
There's the talk of Rio going down and there being the
Baseball.
A's and being built there, as well as if there is a basketball team, they're going to take over T-Mobile as well. So you got hockey and basketball sharing T-Mobile. That's 4 professional athletes possibly on like the strip.
And
technically.
soccer.
And soccer. Of
Rumored
course.
MLS, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
that might go downtown though.
well, it might be they might do it at
That's a
Allegiant too. who
Oh
knows?
wow.
That's
Yeah.
the bid they're going back
So
and forth
for
with.
Seattle, they actually already have the hockey stadium. Well, they're redoing Key Arena so
Okay.
that
That's
the
right.
hockey can be there, as well as the new WNBA arena. Basically, that's what was their home. So right now, the Storm is playing at the Heck Ed, where UW is.
Got you.
And so I think basically for us, it's really just about locating and they've had a spot.
Okay.
Quan swears that they're going to be
Shout
at
out
Key
to Quan.
Arena. I don't foresee that. I think the goal originally has always been to have them have their own new Coliseum in the same area as kind of like the rest of it. But Vegas right here is just, you already see how the traffic is right now. We don't even have the Raiders yet.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I'm just dreading it.
I mean, and not to mention, if you guys don't ever come here during the wintertime, it's Cone City for like 10 months straight. Like from literally September until June, there's cones everywhere.
Just pulling up here, we got cones at the light over there. We got to maneuver.
Bad.
I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand.
Not to mention half the people can't drive. Half the people don't got right insurance. So you don't want to get in a wreck because if someone hits you, you're SOL.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
We got a lot of people that come from like Seattle and other places that really can't drive. You know what I mean?
True.
That's what probably happened.
I heard they were from Colorado.
Are you guys originally from here?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, visiting too.
Whoa.
Or not visiting, but moved here too.
Temporarily.
Residents.
Yeah. Residents.
We're
Okay.
locals.
Locals. Yeah.
I'm from Colorado, Denver, Colorado.
Okay. How long have you been in Vegas?
Is there more than one Colorado?
I mean, there's a Denver, Colorado. There's only one Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
How long have you been in Vegas?
I just wasn't.
Denver, Colorado. Were you after there's another Denver? Maybe?
Huh?
Were you after
Had you
there's another
said
Denver?
Denver, maybe I would have been like, oh, okay.
Quick story about Denver. In 1994,
Okay.
NBA playoffs, the Denver Nuggets were the 8th seed. And there was a team that was green and yellow that was the number 1 seed.
I believe, were they green and yellow or were they maroon and green and yellow at that time?
Definitely green and yellow.
What year was this?
This is 1994.
Okay.
Dikembe Mutombo was the center. There's a great image of Dikembe Mutombo. I think the arena, we were just talking about Key Arena.
Mm-hmm.
He was laying on
Right.
the ball over his head. It was the first time an 8th seed beat a number 1 seed in the NBA playoffs. And that was the Denver Nuggets versus
You know, I remember a Super Bowl
the
48.
Seattle's.
I think it was Seattle and the Denver Broncos.
That's fine. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm not a Broncos
Oh,
fan.
it's a
But you're a Nugget
you're
fan.
not?
What's that?
You picking and choosing? You Nugget
No,
fan?
he's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, the phone and
Whoa.
call.
Good thing you got us on now because we would have been like that.
No wonder he knew Rod Marinelli.
Marinelli.
Everybody's
Yeah.
a Cowboys fan. It's America's team.
No,
Excuse
it's
you?
not.
It's America's team.
That's what it used to be.
It used to
I feel
be.
like Patriots
I'm with
is
that on
America's
that.
team
Oh,
now. They
no.
so
America's
patriot.
team.
Everybody hates it.
What did Big Sean say in the song? He said one time, sometimes hate is the best love. Everybody's a Cowboys fan.
The problem with the Cowboy fans, and I'm just going to go into this,
Let's go.
is your
go in.
Let's go.
delusion of every season,
You're
the
gonna win the Super
optimism
Bowl.
of going to
But-
the Super Bowl.
That's not. Isn't that every NFL team?
No,
No.
it's not.
Except for
if
the
you know
Jackson
what you got,
Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's the only team that doesn't feel.
Miami didn't go with that
Cincinnati,
this
Cleveland.
one can hope. If
Well,
you're really,
that's not the Cowboys' fault for
No,
believing
no,
that.
Cowboys
Cowboys
hope that-
swear
yeah,
they're going to Super Bowl.
They almost bet their life on it.
What was it Brandy said? Brandy said she was at church. Brandy Foster, shout out to her. If she is.
Shout out,
is
Brandy.
Shout out, Brandy.
She was talking about how she went to church, and the preacher said, "Listen, if all of you if you guys could, be." I forgot the wording. She said basically, if you were a dedicated church, as Cowboy fans are, that they're going to win Super Bowl every year, we'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Right,
like
true.
one could hope, but y'all like guarantee it.
Y'all swear up and down for them
And-
first 5 weeks. You're
Right.
like, we are there.
And then your owner is
Hey, they
just
going
like
in
how
on
our
you.
owner is, or was, how Al Davis was, and
Yeah.
they're best friends. And
Sure.
so, don't you see the madness of the Mad King going on in your guys' organization?
I don't. I see.
We got a new coach.
Blinded.
We're going to do great.
What I see is
Blinded.
the franchise that's worth the most in all of sports. I see the Dallas Cowboys on national television every
Here we
week.
go.
They get all the Sunday night games. They get the Monday
Here
night
we
games.
go.
We play on Thanksgiving every
Every
single
time
year.
you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, somebody got to bring Mashi Rashiano out.
Basically,
What I see is America's team is what I really see.
It
But you got
used
the
to be.
most
I would have
money.
owned that back in the day when it was the days
Yes.
of Michael Irving and
Back
that,
in the
and
day.
Troy
Mm-hmm.
Aikman in those days. And shout out to Jimmy Johnson too for getting that going into the
Fame.
Hall of Fame. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like
Big
Jimmy
time.
Johnson.
That was
I
a
Big time.
nice.
I like
Florida
that was a
guy.
nice
Did you see
run.
that?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it was nice, and it was so
Aw.
it was touching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can respect that when you're saying that, and you're right. From a business side of that, they look great.
Great.
But for a playing standpoint,
They look okay.
no.
8
Money
is the
don't buy you
definition
No,
of
but
shit.
do you
average.
get into the wild card at 8 wins? Is it 8 wins or 6 wins got them in?
8.
8 and 8.
Mhm.
8 and 8.
You
That's just
win your
unreal.
division at 8 and 8.
Unreal.
And it's
Unreal.
a soft division.
It's a
anyway.
very soft
It's so
division.
soft
It's
of a-
beyond
Unreal.
soft.
Well,
It's
divisions
liquid.
change every year.
No.
So an NFC East division could be bad this year and it could be good next year. It changes every year.
Not every
No.
year.
Not that.
No.
but
Like every 5
What are we
years.
talking
like
about
a-
here?
You know, it's
It
like a
takes some time.
circulation.
It's not.
What?
You may have a hot team in a division, but it
Right.
doesn't change the overall division.
No.
Oh boy.
And this is that
I like
delusion I'm talking
There we
about with
go.
these Cowboy
That's that
fans.
Cowboy
Because
delusion.
just their mentality is so, it's
It's-
interesting to me. And you know that Jerry is pulling all the strings for you guys.
He
You
is.
know he runs the show. So you think this new coach that's going to come in, who's used to kind of challenging owners,
It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting.
it's going to be an interesting
Yeah.
dynamic.
What do you
I don't
think
know.
about
I will say
McCarthy?
that
Yeah, let me ask you that.
Jerry does pull all the strings, and he probably has to let go a little bit.
He'll never let go.
That's true. For as
Okay,
long
I'm
as
glad
he's
you're willing to
alive.
admit that.
Yeah, he'll
Okay.
never let go
All
for
right.
as long as he's alive, and that may be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It is a problem,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't change the fact that they're still America's team. And
I
we've talked
agree.
about
I mean-
we've talked about the dislike for the Cowboys for 10 minutes now. We haven't talked about the Jaguars. We haven't talked about the
Oh,
Broncos.
we can talk about them
I
too.
mean, we
We
can
haven't
talk about
talked-
them too.
We're not going to talk 10 minutes
We
about
just
them.
like
But because
I
you're a
guarantee we're not
fan
gonna talk
of
10
it,
minutes
I
about
just
it.
had questions.
We
I
could,
even-
but we're not.
I mean, I only targeted. We only targeted Cowboys because you mentioned you were a fan. So
That's true. That's true.
I had some compassion, or not compassion, but passion enough to ask you some stuff about it
Understood.
and
Yeah.
make my commentary
Yeah.
about it.
And it's one of those things, like when you have a friend and a loved one, you know, you want to help them when they're like trapped behind this
Yeah.
unbelievable kind of theories that just not working for them and serving them in life. You know, so
Bring
we
them
love
back
you.
to reality.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
This is
You
kind of like
know?
one of those moments where we want to sit you down. It's like
Intervention, whatever
it's
you want
an
to call it.
intervention.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You are enough.
2020
You are loved.
You are loved.
2020 looked good for the
Kumbaya.
Cowboys.
Oh,
I'm not going to
oh,
say Super Bowl.
How
but
so? How so? You would say Super Bowl?
I'm not going to say Super
Oh,
Bowl.
okay,
right now.
okay. I just was
Well, we
making
know they
sure.
can win the division.
Right.
And that's the first ticket. You just got to get a ticket. We talked about leadership. You just need a ticket to the dance. That's all you need.
I don't know.
winning
You're gonna
division
get a
is
ticket with the dance with Jerry Jones being the way he is. I just don't see it until he's dead. That's when you're
Whoa.
gonna see. And I don't wish that.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
but
I'm
that
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not
with it.
saying drop dead. I'm just
Right.
saying
No, I feel
until
it.
he's dead. I'm not saying drop dead though. I did say it, but I'm not saying that.
I
I have to
hear
be
what
honest
you're
on
saying.
Vegas hype. If it was Gorilla Cross, I wouldn't have. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me.
Lord.
Forgive me.
Okay, listen.
So-
No, I understand. I
No,
understand.
it's just like Al Davis. We had the same dysfunction, the same thing of him pulling the strings, the same with the firings of things that just didn't make sense when we were on the way of progress
Mhm.
because of his delusion. And so I say to you, unfortunately, after he passed on, we have Mark Davis taking the realms, who didn't want the team, mind you, but was able to accept it, accept others in, invite Reggie McKenzie as a GM and all that kind of stuff to try to reform and restructure it. That's what y'all need.
Yeah.
We got a new coach. That's not
Oh.
restructuring.
That's not enough.
Okay.
That's not enough if he's
I feel it.
controlling the puppet. It's not enough.
And the problem with
That's
that,
a big puppet to
You're
control.
But he
putting
does
it
it.
all in the
He-
video.
He's a
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
he's definitely P. Diddy.
Take
He's
that, take
definitely
that, take
Diddy.
that.
Take that.
Mike
He's
McCarthy.
definitely, he's definitely in there.
Mike McCarthy's a big ass puppet.
big ass puppet. He's about to dance. Boy,
Giving
he gotta
them
get his
bright
dance
little
on.
shiny
Right.
jackets.
Dance, puppet,
Doo-doo-doo.
dance.
We'll have this discussion in the fall.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
do that. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Not fall, because there's they get that first 4 or 5 games, but then the downfall happens. It got to
Okay.
be like October.
October.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, around my birthday month. Please.
Oh,
Okay.
and we're gonna get you that Letterman jacket on your
Yeah,
birthday night. That's what's
gosh.
up. Because the weather will be just changing too.
Man.
We're gonna get that all
All
done.
right. I'm with it.
All right. So breaking news, so we can get on a more positive topic, is the CBA that the WNBA just
Oh,
released.
yeah.
I mean, that was, it's
It's
dope on so
amazing.
many levels. And I know that you guys actually put me up on game. You guys posted some great stuff on your social media. So if you're not following them, we need to follow and shoot all the
At
links out.
Girl Chat Sports on
On-
all social
on
media,
all, okay.
everything. And we're also on the podcast platforms, whatever.
Mhm.
At Girl
Shout
Chat
out.
Sports, one word.
And we're going to have all of that in our show notes as well. But so no, you guys put some great information out there. So I'll let you guys kick it off with thoughts.
Well, before
Kinda
we
run it down
before
or-
we start that, I think that's clear is that
Yeah.
for the last 2 years here with the WNBA team, the
Right.
Las Vegas Aces, there's been some issues that have occurred, which definitely are being addressed in what's happened.
Here
Yeah.
locally?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
Let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about pay. So the pay was always something that was an
First of all,
issue.
the maximum pay for
Right.
any player was, I think, like 118,
118 or something like that. 105 I
For the
believe.
top players. So
For the
you're
top
Sue
players.
Bird.
Right.
So, you're what's her-
Candace.
Phoenix. Candace.
Candace, Brittany
Diana
Grinders,
Taurasi.
all of
Diana
those. Yeah.
Taurasi.
Taurasi,
Yeah,
Lord.
Taurasi, all of that. So yeah, you had that, and then our Aces personally experienced something that other teams have experienced this past season, but their first season out the gate, they've experienced traveling.
Oh,
So
Flights
they're-
being
yeah.
missed, games having to be forfeited
don't have
because they're not
chartered
they're flying
flights.
commercial.
That was
Like they're on,
So they're on a
Delta
ticket
with us.
Yeah, Delta right there.
And if their next connection gets
Cancel.
canceled,
They're
they're-
SOL.
and then the share the rooms thing. Dude,
Well,
Shit.
hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, that threw me too.
I mean,
you
it
know,
was
an
just
adult, like
All right.
professional,
right,
Right, getting
Playing.
paid.
right,
Playing.
playing,
Yeah.
right,
sharing a room.
sharing a room.
Yeah, that was it.
With them flights, like even cost them the game. They had to forfeit a
Forfeit.
game in
Yeah.
DC because they were going out to DC, and it took them
Yep.
24 hours to get there.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and that happened this past season with a few other teams.
And
that had
Connecticut
before.
happened. I think it
yeah.
was Connecticut, or maybe it was Indiana.
It was Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was
Oh,
Indiana.
and wasn't it during like playoff times where they had
Yes.
to change the
Right.
the time frame because they were driving on
Yes.
buses or
Yes.
something
First
like
of all,
that?
I'm 5'10",
Oh, that's
and I
all
couldn't
bad.
imagine being
the-
6'6",
Right.
Oh yeah,
and having to be in a regular
No way.
seat.
All right.
Oh, that's all bad.
I can't.
yeah.
What were some
Yeah.
of the other highlights? So I know they talked about so the pay
There's
is like
a- yeah,
tripled
pay.
or doubled or something
They're gonna
like
have
that.
paid maternity
Yeah,
leave.
30%
Paid
increase on
maternity,
their
which
salary
is
cap.
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That it wasn't even a thing.
Because guess what?
before.
Women are having kids.
Yeah.
that
I mean, they do
happens.
that. It
Yeah,
happens.
they
You
do.
know,
It's
and
the
they also have
circle
jobs.
of life.
Ah.
And then speaking of the salary, so it's max player salary goes from 117,000 to 200 or 300,000 or
Mhm.
215,000. I'm sorry,
Okay,
and then additional compensation for players up to 300,000 on compensation.
but
Meaning
that's
like
the top players, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's like, you know,
yeah,
There was
so
like tiers,
so
right?
Breonna
Sure.
Stewart, for instance,
Okay,
okay, she was one of the top paid ones. Got
Stewie.
hurt having to go over, and that's another thing. They with their
Had to go
pay, they were
overseas.
having to go overseas to compensate for their
Everybody.
off
All of
season
Yeah.
because
like
they weren't making any money. Yeah.
everybody. Like top names are
So
going out
and then
there.
Breonna Stewart goes overseas and plays and gets hurt right before the start of her WNBA
play.
season, torn
Right.
Achilles.
and she was like,
And-
an
and she was the
all-star.
MVP.
And she was the
Yeah.
MVP,
That's
reigning
what-
MVP, reigning champs of that
Yeah.
Seattle Storm team.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that to happen.
Yeah.
And then no compensation whatsoever in that, but then they made her like an ambassador
Right,
to give
they
her.
made her
To
a-
give her,
made
I
her
to give her
remember
some
that,
kind-
so
yeah,
she could
right.
get something.
But it
Mhm.
seemed unfair then to
Right.
the previous MVPs
Right.
that could have got that, or the
Right.
ones coming up.
Right.
Like you never know.
Right.
And it throws off the timing too, because like when we acquired Liz, she was like time for her to get acclimated from
Mhm.
coming right from overseas.
Even Liz has been playing
Yeah.
in China.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Just ain't that has to do that. So
They also got to, they also now have the opportunity to get the off-season jobs with their franchise, with other NBA franchises. Because we have a
Oh.
couple girls. There's already
there's
a couple
girls that's doing that for
that are
Washington.
working, you know, in
Yeah.
the NBA offices
Mhm.
and or within
like
the
league
coaching.
offices and
yeah,
stuff
or
like that
within
are
the
coaching.
or in the
coaching.
coaching
Yeah.
bench. Yeah.
So, but there's only like 2 or 3, and
Yeah.
you think of like the amount of women that are playing that could offer that expertise to.
Oh, 100%.
Hello.
right.
I mean, how many basketball coaches do you have on the court? Like they could be a part of the development team,
Yeah,
a part
for sure.
of like the G
Training,
League or D League,
anything.
or whatever
Yeah,
the hell it's
anything.
calling, and
Yeah.
scouting. Like
Yeah.
there's so much.
More than
PR,
that,
PR,
I mean,
all that.
Becky Hammond,
Oh,
she went
hey,
to
Yeah.
University of Colorado.
Oh yeah.
look.
I mean, I'm not gonna shout out Colorado. I mean, my family's from everywhere, but she did go to Colorado, right? And
Right.
you know, she's been a lead assistant for the San Antonio Spurs for
Yeah, she has.
a
She
few
came-
Yeah,
years
she was
now.
like one of the first
She's like the
ones.
first
Yeah.
one.
yeah,
Mhm.
for a
Yeah.
few years now. So I mean, I'm all rooting for her to. It's time for her to get
So
a head
that's really
coaching
important
job.
too.
Yeah,
I think that what people don't realize too is that you think, oh well, the season's short. They're just out goofing off.
yeah.
Right. But
or I
they're
can say
not.
fucking off. They're out fucking off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're not. Like these girls still have bills to pay. They
Right.
still have.
Grinding.
Grinding.
When I tell you, and this is before we did media, so I think the first year I just went to a game. I'd
Okay.
seen like one of the girls out in the parking lot. I won't even name names, and I was just like, "That's your car."
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts
Yeah.
because they don't make the bread.
But they don't. I mean, you think like really
compared to pro athletes
like
or
for
even
rookies or
But they
even
are pro athletes when you.
I mean-
even
I
when
mean,
you
I'm
say
sorry,
it, though,
it's
But I'm
right?
saying, like, you think
Yeah.
about,
That's
think
crazy.
could you live off of 30 grand? I mean,
Right.
granted that they don't play for the whole year, but technically you have to keep your body in shape for that
Right.
whole
Mhm.
year.
Right.
Not eat ramen noodles. I
No.
couldn't.
Right?
Right.
Not even
So,
off,
right.
not
Yeah.
even in Vegas. What if you lived in another state? Like, what if you were in LA and
Yeah.
having to
I mean,
work
it's
that
hectic
money?
in the streets. It's real tough with that.
It's
And
insane.
It's,
this
it's a
was
good
a
day,
breakthrough.
but it's still a long way to go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I need these girls to be making millions.
Yeah.
You know, simple as that.
And then
you know?
the two other things was
Health and well-being.
health.
Health and
which
well-being,
that
yeah.
I
mental
thought that
health.
was dope.
yeah, the mental
Because
health.
you know,
That's big.
Yeah, for sure.
So, not only did who was the recent one we acquired that came from the Washington area. She had written an op-ed about mental health. Aside from Liz Cambage, I
Oh.
remember hers, but it was another person.
This is the only one I remember. Who else
Yeah.
was?
No, it was
on our team.
maybe it wasn't on our team, but anyway, I thought it was on our team. But
Okay.
I'll have to get back to y'all.
Yeah.
This Muscatel kind of got me trying to travel in time. I have to Google it again. But definitely Liz Page from our team penned a nice op-ed about mental health and her own personal struggles and everything that she's gone through and steps she took to get out of
Right.
what you call either a depression or just at that bottom.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I think with teams or organizations providing services, I think they all need to mentally check in. I think personally, everybody needs to mentally
Right.
check in
All
some type
need
of day,
that.
type of way. And I can't mental check in with this Muscatel here.
Look,
'Cause this got me
she done
just like,
checked out.
yeah, man. I'm trying to think of old girl, but anyway, her trauma was that she was raising her siblings after her
Okay.
parents died, and people broke in her house and home invaded. And now when she goes on road games and road trips, she's very paranoid
Oh,
about
wow.
having people break in. I'm trying to think that player's name. I'll look it up. I'll
They'll
find
come
out.
to you.
Yeah, I'll Google it while we talk. But
And
yeah,
then the other thing was, are they getting a percentage of the cap or the money, the monetary deals that
Yeah, it's
come
like
in?
a league share, like
A rev share, something
rev
like
share.
that the players are now getting?
Oh,
It might
yeah.
be 50-50.
Is it 50-50?
I thought I saw that number. I'm not gonna.
That number sounds.
Yeah.
I just
right.
remember that they were talking about that
Okay.
they were now starting to get something
Okay.
that's big too.
okay,
It's huge.
okay,
You know, and it just it makes it collective for everybody to kind of get engaged and say, "Yo, this is a vehicle
Let's
we
make
all
this
need.
better.
Let's
Right.
all
Yeah.
make this better."
absolutely.
Because
Let's push.
honestly, I mean, I don't have anything to compare it to, so it may not be fair. But I thought the All-Star Weekend out here was
Legit.
legit.
Oh, it really
The
was.
vibe,
Oh
I mean, the
my
players.
gosh, what an experience!
Yo,
you
it
know
was
what
just
I mean?
off the
It
chain.
was.
It
Right?
was a great
insane.
vibe. It was actually
We met
a better.
Kathy Engelbert that
Yes, we
weekend
did. And it was
talked
so
to her.
funny how Kathy Engelbert said, can we borrow your pen? And Mel kind of low-key had an attitude a little bit like,
I went
this
first,
woman
I
asked
was
me to
like,
check.
"Open."
Her head was down. She didn't see her.
I'm like, what?
What? The pen?
Oh, shit.
It's Kathy. And she was so dope.
You know, she's like, well, who was that that won? How many points was
Points
that
on
for
it?
the
Yeah.
field
We're
goal?
like, yeah. Here.
Here.
Let me show you. Let me
We
show
got
you.
you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be great. It's
Because
gonna be
Mel had
great.
that look like, here.
I can't cover.
I
this.
can't. Yeah, like I can't.
There's
Yeah,
no
that-
fake in the
you could-
face.
that
And then she
face.
looked
I'm
like,
Hey, but that people came out for it.
No,
Yes.
people came out.
Yes.
Supported.
The support.
Adidas did a great
Yeah.
job on some of their
They had a
activations.
huge
Yeah.
after party in the
Mhm.
back of Mandalay Bay.
the Mandalay Bay Beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with performers and all. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather came through. We got
Yeah,
to
did.
interview Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Flavor
we talked
Flav.
to him.
What was
Yeah.
the group that he was there too?
Oh, as yet. Yeah. No, not as yet.
As
They were
Yet,
like
whoa.
as yet. It
Y'all
was
took
as
it back.
90s
Way
R&B
back.
real quick.
90s
'cause
R&B, not portrait, not what's that? What?
You never got the interview either.
We didn't,
Dang it.
but they were dope.
Yeah,
Y'all-
that
y'all-
was.
y'all
Oh,
didn't shoot your-
intro.
No,
It wasn't intro. You
no.
sure?
Jack, no.
We gonna
It wasn't
have to cut,
Jagged
we gonna have
Edge.
to cut the wine off for you.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, that Muscatel, man.
But it
I'm
was a
telling
good
you.
look.
Whew.
I mean,
Okay.
not only that, but I think even when because we were there interviewing the players, they were amazed by how well compared to other All-Star games that was
Right.
put together and like
Right.
Vegas really showed out.
No, they
Right.
showed out.
Right.
As we should, though, right?
Hello.
Yeah. I just wish we'd have more local support when it comes to to our aces because the games were not selling out, and the game attendance averaged under 5,000.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
yeah.
But it's a dope atmosphere. I went to a lot of.
Oh, they're
old
great.
Aces games.
They're
It's a
great.
great.
But
game.
we wouldn't get the large crowds unless it was like.
And
us
it's
close to
tough
one of
because
playoffs.
you're in a place that you have to pay for parking.
Yeah, and that's a problem too.
It's not like you can just park on the street and walk through or
Right.
walk a couple blocks and get there. You know, I know there's paid parking everywhere you have to
Right.
pay for, but there's always this back street or down the what ways to go and you
Right.
walk your half a block to get to the stadium or whatever.
Right.
Here it's not so much.
And I
Right.
think it's going to take time too, right? Because people don't know what to expect when they were going to that thing, right? You know,
Right.
Because there's so many things outside that are going on, you know, that
Yeah.
I think
Mm-hmm.
in time. But all in all, I think all the players, the people that went, said it was just an amazing time that they enjoyed it. So
I mean, and
Oh,
what's
yeah.
big time about it is you'll get the NBA stars that actually know the game, and and they will support.
Yeah.
There's many times I saw
Kobe was there a couple
Kobe
times.
was
yeah.
there,
I
and,
mean,
you know,
we saw the
LeBron
starting
was
five of my
there.
LeBron was
Lakers.
there.
Yeah,
CP
AD,
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kuz, yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
they've been coming by.
Yeah.
It's all love. And
Yeah,
plus,
it is.
all those guys, you coming to Vegas anyway. Why not just stop for a couple hours?
it's a dope atmosphere.
It
too,
is.
man.
I mean, it
It's
took
a
my
super
older
dope
brother to
atmosphere.
realize by telling him go to a game, and when he did, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is."
But even
truth.
the fact that those guys are going, it helps change some of the dynamic
The
of the
narrative.
fans.
The
Yeah.
narrative and the stereotypes.
It's like,
of what it
yeah,
would be.
like we're going. Oh, there. Shoot, we
Right.
need to roll out there. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe Junior will get a chance to meet. Blah 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 blah. If we're
They
hanging out there
have
too.
to support.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's a big part of it.
Absolutely.
And it's awesome what you see Kobe does with his girls.
Right.
Oh
Brings
yeah,
up
and he
the-
had her with
And that's
him
the
the
one
last couple
I do
times.
love Kobe for how he is
For- with
with
the
with
girls.
Mamacita. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Other than that, fuck Kobe.
Ah,
And for the
I'm in Jersey right now.
and for the gentlemen that think they could average 30 as just a YMCA basketball player in the WNBA, please stop.
Yeah, I need
Please
them to
stop.
cut it out.
no.
Please stop.
You're
I saw
not.
I saw Maya Moore in the airport in Minnesota one day, and I was like,
And
okay,
she's bomb.
Yeah.
yes, that's the truth.
Man,
Yeah.
Liz walked by me, man. I had to take a couple steps back.
Correct.
I'm
Right.
like, man, don't make me look all short and shit.
Right.
Please.
But
Right.
dudes that are 5'10" swear
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to take
They
her
gonna-
down
they gonna
because
want
I
you to
play
come to
D1
Tarkanians.
ball.
Yeah, right.
I'm
this
taking
and
to the-
that.
Right, I'm taking her to the hoop. Come to Tarkanians. I'm
dunking
gonna show
on
you what
her.
it is. Yeah.
It's not
Okay, you
happening.
might dunk on her,
Yeah.
but she's going to be posted you up.
Right.
Big time, right?
Right.
All right, now I got another one for you. All right, and I want you both to comment on this. So, the season ended for the Seattle Seahawks, unfortunately, and
She'll be all right.
I'm good. I'm all right.
but no, Marshawn had some things to say at the end. What were your thoughts on that? And what you
Yo, chicken.
did you know what chicken was?
Yeah.
Okay.
At first I didn't, but I was very,
Okay.
I don't know how you didn't.
Because, okay, well, we're not Bay. We're West Coast. We say hella, but I personally had never said chicken before. I thought maybe he was talking about his kids for a second.
No, no,
Like for kids.
no, no.
But yeah, I got it.
But I mean, I can see that.
I can see chicken. No, I was
I can see that.
agreeing. Like,
I
Yeah.
knew what it was.
gotcha.
I don't know how I knew what it was, but I knew
Well, I was happy that he did.
because I like chicken.
Because you like chicken.
Do you think it was a like a retirement speech, or you think he was just
No, I
he's
think
just
he
shooting the
just-
shit.
shooting the
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. I think he just had to say something.
he
to
put
say
the game
something. He
on.
just putting game on too. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he-
absolutely.
I think
Take care of
he's
your
definitely-
mental.
yeah.
I mean, he
Your
was giving financial
body.
advice. He was,
I mean, look
My young
at
Africans.
right, right. Young Africans.
But he took that time to be able to, because I think before there was so much attention on him to be able to talk and to speak
And he
and he wouldn't. So
Right.
like, why
Right.
would I? You want me to? I'm not going to listen to you.
right.
And now it's like, oh, you want to talk to me? Well, shit, let's go.
But I like how he set him up saying, well, the game was, and then he went into a whole flip
Yep.
of a
He's like,
different
since I'm
narrative.
here.
Yeah, since I'm here, because y'all was ready with the
and he
pink
got
hat,
comfortable. He was like, and since I'm here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break it down like this.
No, he leaned into it.
Yeah.
100%. So I led off with that to kind of rope back in what we also asked too. I'll let you both kind of share, maybe kind of pile on. We call it dropping dimes. All right. So what are some things that you would like drop to your listeners or people that want to kind of maybe do what you want to do or just kind of proceed in a profession in sports?
That was my stomach.
That was your stomach growling?
Yes.
I heard that.
you need different
I'm
chicken.
sorry.
But anyway,
Take-
dropping dimes as far as like,
Just some jewels, some
Yeah.
nuggets, some dimes. Just I mean, even your personal mantra. Like,
I
what do you
mean,
live
be
by?
authentic. That's my thing. Don't
Well, I
seek
like that.
validation. Be authentic with who you are. Make sure, like you do mentally check in with yourself if it's meditating or anything like that, but be authentic. And I think social media sometimes has us putting up a shield and a facade to make everything seem happy.
Right.
But if you really, really can be your true authentic self, sky's the limit. Because if you're authentic enough, you're bold enough to take chances, risks, and anything else you need to do in life.
And that is taking care of your mental.
And that's taking
Mhm.
care of your mentals. Exactly.
Mhm.
Health, everything else. Yeah. So.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom,
Bum, 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 bum.
Okay.
I would say follow through, accountability,
Yeah.
and stepping out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because I would say to my like high school self, like just go for. Because like
Right.
I wasn't out just talking sports with people. I mean,
Right.
back then it was kind of like girls did this and
Yeah.
girls did that, and when I was in high school, the WNBA wasn't really like existing like that yet.
Mhm.
So to know that there's a place for women to go play sports, maybe I would have tried harder.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
people I know would have tried. Maybe I could have been someone's agent back then. Like
Right.
women are all over in sports. They're agents. They're PR. They're
Yep.
all over the place. And I love seeing these women out there doing these big things, being, and they're able to promote these clients and the products and their athletes and their businesses and just go for it. Because
Yeah.
we got regular everyday jobs. This is just what we love to do. We
Yeah.
love
We
sports.
actually love
Right.
it.
That's what we're
Awesome.
talking about.
And we
you know?
love that. We love that people respect us for loving it. It's not
Yeah.
never a pushback thing. Because I remember dating guys and I know more than them. It kind of
They
humbled
hate
them.
that.
They hated it.
It's
So
like
I
Intimidating.
feel all
Intimidating.
It's
masculine
because
and
I
stuff.
had to dumb myself down and be like,
Don't ever
ooh,
do
who's
that.
that?
Never do that.
Well, I
No.
learned the hard way
No.
because he was so frustrated. He was loud and wrong. So I was like, stop. You
And
don't
they
know what
hate
you're
when
talking
you-
about
they
right now.
hate when you
Loud
correct
and
them,
wrong.
too.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. So I just like that Mel, and you never asked how we started, but we met and we were always good acquaintances. But she had her show. She had this going on already with other co-hosts.
Okay.
And so when that kind of fell apart, not fell out, because that's not what happened.
Well, the first one.
It just well,
But
the
shout
second
out
one.
to
Shout out to
Steph.
Steph because she's dope. But
Steph
life
had another
happens
job.
and you have
that-
life things. Yeah, conflict. So you can't do it. And she's like, Mo, I really want you to come and do this with me.
Plus,
'Cause
I knew Mo was like, she's down. She's a salesperson, so
Right.
she's outgoing. She'll talk to you. She'll make
Yeah.
whatever.
Thank you, Mel.
She's good with the voice. She's good on camera. You know, before it was an audio thing. Now we've been on on the video. So that's how technology is developing nowadays.
Right.
So we got to go with it. And me and her vibe so well.
We do.
Like there are people like, well, why it takes so long? And I'm just like, I don't like. I've known her for over 10 years. And we've just been doing it for a little over a year now.
Yo, that's dope.
Right.
That's chemistry.
It is, and what's so funny is we'll finish each other's sentences. We're like
Yeah,
a
it's
power
chemistry.
couple now.
Or
we
you know,
just got
we
it,
post some of the same things at the
I'm
same
like,
time.
dang, I
I'm
was
like,
just about
oh
to post that.
shoot, I gotta delete
Yeah.
this now.
yeah. Right, because we were
That's
just about to post the
chemistry.
same thing. Yeah, same thing
It's
what y'all got
nuts.
going on too.
Yeah, that's Kobe and Shaq.
Except
Oh,
he ain't from
Shaq.
Colorado.
She ain't gonna let go of that
Yeah,
Colorado
not
thing,
gonna let
man.
go.
Oh, she's going hard on
Not
that.
gonna let go.
We're just gonna call you Colorado. Can we just dub his
Don't
name?
do
Don't do
that.
that. Please
All right,
don't do
Miles.
that.
All right, Miles.
Call you
I got
Aspen.
I got you, Miles. Aspen.
Yo. Shots fired.
I love it.
I got some quick ones. I'm a little quick on my feet.
Yes, she
Shots
is.
No, like,
fired.
I love it.
I heard you mention Japanese earlier. I was born in Japan, actually.
Were you?
In Tokyo, Japan.
And guess what? My first trip was like literally a month ago.
Really? I gotta go back.
I don't know. I know a couple words now.
Okay, get us some
But it was
words.
dope.
You can cuss on this station too if you
Did you
want.
know she was queen of the
Kitsunamata.
Pacific Northwest? She travels everywhere.
I did not know
He
that.
swears I'm.
I swear she's on
You're-
some other
You
stuff.
see that one movie? Was
Uh-oh.
the Netflix show Queen of the South?
Queen of the South, yeah. She's Queen of the South.
She's a big drug
that
lord,
one.
whatever.
Yeah.
Her and Quan swear
I
that.
haven't
yeah.
seen that one.
So yeah, we don't talk about drugs.
No, but that's
moving
a
drugs or
Netflix-
anything.
No,
Is
no, no, no,
affiliated
no, no,
with
no,
here
no,
in
no.
Black in sports.
I'm saying that's what
he
they be
looks so
saying, and I'm like,
confused.
I'm like, listen,
Queen of the Pacific Northwest, though.
listen. I work for a living. I
Mhm.
work for an entity that allows me good vacation time.
Right.
And
so,
guess
Right.
what? Whenever
That's
there's
good.
a holiday, I make sure to take a vacation around a holiday and get that free day off.
Right.
Okay.
But the running joke is we feel like
Yeah,
something's
everybody
up. We don't
swears
know
that
what's
I'm
going
out.
on. Because it's
I-
every other weekend. No, you're leaving again.
I am.
Martin Luther King weekend. Where are we going? I'm not going. I'm just saying we in the
Oh,
sense of her. Because
I needed to get a tan. You see how white I am right now? I needed a tan. I'm going to Hawaii.
Okay.
Maui.
Disclose.
See?
Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
She'll disclose it. It's fine. Ain't
Very
nobody
nice.
gonna stalk us like that. It's not no you type situation.
ain't
We
no one
are
gonna
here.
find me anyway.
All right. So also we like to give a platform. So here, if there's anything special that's near and dear, like if you volunteer, if you got the charity or just something you want to pump, this is your platform. Please just kind of share with us about that. Something that you're working on or vision that you see yourself in. Maybe it is getting to a different side of sports, but just share that with us.
Oh, it's a vision board. Okay.
Hey,
So
Who
get it.
invited us to the party?
Like it.
Where's
Right.
the glue sticks at?
Right. Right.
Leadership.
Leadership.
I lettered in leadership. Went to school for business public administration.
There you go.
I thought I was going to be president of the United States. Listen, I do so many things, and it may have a lot to do with just me being ADD, but
And the
Me being in-
leadership grad.
well, me being in the retail world, working for Nordstrom.
Extra medium. Wow.
Yeah. All that. Extra
Medium.
medium. Yeah, these jeans are tight enough. They fit just fine. They're wearing them tapered like that. These
Medium
are the
so he
buzzwords,
gets
so
his
if you
fanny
hear that,
pack
you
around
know.
his chest.
But I think, I don't know if it's an aura or anything that I have, but just whatever I do, it seems to point me back to fashion in the retail game.
Okay.
100%.
So when that line coming out, then that's a
Right. So
platform.
word. So I have made some T-shirts in the past. Shout out to my boy Dre. We had a T-shirt line. We were kind of doing expressive tees. We
Dre
really.
layup.
It was called Dre Mo
Oh,
for
okay.
Andre
Oh,
Mo.
Dre layup or how you pronounce it.
I don't even know who that
Oh,
is.
you talking about layup clothing over there?
Layup
Oh yeah,
clothing.
shout out to him.
So
I wear
you
my
got
little shirt.
jokes over
Yeah,
there.
layup. Shout out
Yeah.
to my guy from Detroit.
For
I know
sure.
that kid.
Yeah.
So the same type of concept
Okay.
doing that. So I think everything that ties to me will be something fashion inclusive. But now that God has got me the opportunity to know Mel and get into a platform like this, I could see myself doing both. I could see us being on a national level.
Yeah.
I could see us
I love it.
being
Claim it.
syndicated. I see us
Amen.
being something bigger. Not that we're not big enough already, but with the love and the support that we're getting from everyone, I just see us
Yeah.
doing so many great things. And I constantly get that not only from family, but friends about the chemistry that Mel and I have, the show itself. And they're always saying, you guys need to be on the big stage.
You do.
You need to be on something. You need to just keep going with it. You guys work. It's a good look. Keep it going. So when I hear that, I'm not pushing it to the side like, they could be wrong. I'm hearing it too many times. That means it's a time.
Yes, ma'am. I love that.
So
Speak it.
big into the
There
existence.
it is.
Amen.
Yeah.
We're gonna raise an offering after this.
So you rolling with that as well, or you got something else you want
No,
to add
I
to
mean,
that?
I'm all in with that. I mean, I know like her a time ago or a year or 2 or 3 ago, I started a t-shirt thing,
Mhm.
but mine's geared towards like I thrift old sports shirts and then making them into
Oh, nice.
like either workout shirts or you wear, bags or it's like wall hangings or something like that. Cause I'm big. I don't like thrifting like for myself necessarily, but I love to get in there and find something good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
you-
love
like-
vintage.
Like
and
I
thrift
found
shopping.
that one Lakers shirt for you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna wear it tonight.
It
too.
was like it's like
Aw.
something you can't find nowhere else.
I was gonna wear it tonight too, but it was so wrinkled, and I didn't want to get clowned on the show having a wrinkled shirt. 'cause I
No,
didn't feel
but
like
I mean,
pressing. I'm being a guy today.
there's hidden treasures out there.
There are.
There it is.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely. I think if we, take our passion forward.
Real quick. Just one word answer. Best. Since you guys both mentioned fashion, NBA is all about fashion. Kind of. Who's the best dressed in the NBA?
One word.
I'm going D Wade.
Mm,
When he played, D Wade, classic fit.
Kobe Bryant.
Playing now,
Yeah.
like
Well, he said
whenever.
someone
He
was
said
retired,
Boogie.
so-
Okay.
I said retired.
I like Boogie.
Boogie. He got a
I
couple.
mean,
that-
I mean, for a big guy, he does
Yeah,
his
he
thing.
clean. He's
He
not
does
like all
those
into
games.
that
No.
Russell Westbrook kind of
Right.
stuff. So.
I mean, that's cool too.
I mean, the jeans are just so tight, guys. Like I don't understand what's going
if
on.
I can see everything in your pockets, I shouldn't listen.
Like-
There's a difference between skinny and fitting.
Can I just
Know the difference.
Can I disclose something?
Yeah.
I look at the guy's backside. I look at their booty. See, we're on Vegas hype. I can say this. I can look at this guy's ass, right? And
Yeah.
the jeans are so damn tight. It's like, do they fart? Does it compose it in? Like, that's what I'm thinking. That's how crazy I
Or
am
at
with my
least have
mentals.
ass.
Because, huh?
Because there's guys that wear skinny jeans and have no ass.
Well, that too. But it's like it's so tight and painted on. Like, what happened?
It's just wearing
Enough
clothes
of the
to fit.
skinny
That's
jeans.
all it is. It's just wearing
No,
clothes.
that's just
fit-
tight. I
No,
mean, we're
fit
cutting
and
off
tight are
circulation
two
at this
different
point. We're
things.
cutting off circulation at this point.
It's another level.
You know,
When you
it's
get
a
them
whole
marks
nother
on your
level.
legs,
Yeah.
you know they tight.
I mean, the fact that I had to have a customer one time pull his jogger pants off under the fitting room door, like yanking and yanking. It's that tight. How'd you get in them, bro? I just want to know. Anyway, I digress. You guys picked the right night to have us on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are absolutely honored.
They might have made a mistake, huh?
No mistakes. This is
Love it.
amazing. This is a great time. So shout out all your social media platforms again.
Yes, at Girl Chat Sports, all one word. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Podomatic, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Spotify,
Hey, MySpace.
Google Play, SoundCloud,
my backyard,
YouTube, WeChat,
Jerome outside.
right?
BlackPlanet.com.
Ooh,
MySpace. Our
MySpace.
MySpace is Girl Chat Sports Black hashtag splat. What is it?
I won't
Backslash.
even tell you what mine
Backspace.
was.
Back.
Truly's for you next time.
Yeah.
Truly's for you. Yeah, you're
Yeah, I
cut off.
can't. Yeah, I am cut off.
Hey, well, I
I
definitely.
gotta say backslash. I'm saying backsplash like a kitchen.
ATTP.
Right.
Oh Lord.
MySpace though. You can find us on MySpace.
MySpace, you still there?
MySpace is still there.
Top 8, top.
Hack
I
my
got top 10
account.
friends, man. I don't even want to
Hack
disclose.
my account so I can get back in, please.
Right, I got you. We're on MySpace though. Check us out.
What about AOL?
Yep. All the chat rooms.
No.
Girl Chat Sports.
Not at
800
all.
Girl Chat Sports.
Yes. After dark.
Hey, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Definitely want to thank our guests, Girl Chat Sports, and want to thank all the people out there for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, for more content, please follow us on Black and Sports We're on the following platforms, and it looks like we need to step our game up.
Take it to MySpace.
Right. We're on YouTube, IG, and Twitter. But after this, we're going to holler at Jerome and get our MySpace up together.
Yeah, get that popping. Tom's waiting for you.
Leadership.
Leadership. Tom is your first friend.
Hey, like I said, thank you for being here. And like it or not, sue us if you don't like it.
And half that up in Saks, our favorite black businesses. Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black.
Tom taught you how to coach.
Yeah. Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo, look. Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade do rags. Sue me, I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.